Get that energy behind you because it's all about the legend stage. This could be a big deal to the major run for this team, and it all starts right here and now with the final map of our day, the final map of the B stream for the Road to Rio. Dweg, predictions, thoughts, expectations, what we got?
I'm expecting it to be competitive once again. I think we're going to get more of a strong performance consistently coming through from Stown. I'm expecting some further stronger stuff in from Dexter in particular, and I'm hoping that we get to see Flames, because that is the missing element that OG need in this final map of the series.
Well, I'm hoping we see sjuush and jabbi get mobilized, because those are the two highest rated players over in that Vitality series, and they were monstrous and key to the impact that Heroic had. Let's see whether it will be them or whether it will be somebody else as we get started with our pistol round here. Glock set in towards the apartments. Cadian with flashes at the ready to go straight into the B play. Fiku stands at the backside, tapping forward, looking for his openings. Spotted several around the outside. TeSeS gets that pick back, and first blood is drawn for the bomb plant.
And no one even in retaking positions as of yet for OG. Rather than coming through from market, all four are going to go up towards top mid and into the short portion.
Next, so wrapping around the corner here into the short position. It's Flames that leads the charge. sjuush stands back behind bench. Going to look on towards the CT side. C2, tap them back. Just suppress them at this stage. Do some damage. Keep them on their toes, but also keep them nervous and on the back foot here. Flames swings out, gets his kill. sjuush responds. TeSeS makes his way out. Cadian up at the apartment. Struggles to get his kills, but sjuush still holds the back. In with a triple. Dexter now last man standing up against two. Caught on the reload. It's a quad for sjuush as he silences OG.
What a start coming through from Heroic, and it just comes off with the basis and the foundation where OG have got more of a heavy stack towards A in that round, and it's a B pop. It's a BXE out from the apartment. You have your first individual to drop instantly, and from that point onwards, you could just see the way that Heroic are establishing a lot of information gathering. You've got your two aggressive members in from market. You've got sjuush out from bench, capitalizing on so many of those picks. A quadra to start it off, that's going to be great for confidence.
Oh, that's great for confidence on Dexter. Straight shot to Stown's head. Taking it clean off in that mid control. One rifle down as well. Heroic only had 3 to lean on in this round. Of course, they got MAC-10s on 2 others. Cadian does grab that back, so put the smokes up towards mid and try to provide support for the B execution again.
You've got to imagine for OG, working off another pick from Fiku towards that B site is going to be valuable. Try and get those rotates in quickly. Fiku can calm it over.
Wicking tag damage can be done towards Fiku. He's not dead yet. Neither is his teammates in at market. Engagement against NEOFRAG will finally go well, but Flames has a deagle shot. You want to see more from him, and that's an encouraging start to his game. 2 kills deep so far. One down, 4v3 for OG.
They need more. They need more than just a man advantage, because this is still going to be a very tough retake. They can't force these T's out to the open, and now Fiku drops to Cadian.
Even standing as a result, Heroic still hold the firepower advantage with the rifles, the AKs. Looking in for Cadian to engage. No ammo for him, so he does exhaust that magazine. Forced to reload, look back against the scout. Missed shot for Dexter, leaves Cadian with the kill now to reduce to 2. Oh, another exit frag kill from Flames. Jabbi's forced to clap back again. So an expensive round for Heroic, but a second to the board nonetheless.
To me, it felt like there was a halt for OG. It felt like they weren't even keen on getting that retake together. It slows down to a much slower pace than what's required in that round. I think you need to get into the bomb site, start making it a little bit panicky to start stripping away those crossfires. Instead, they hang back, and it's almost like they're waiting for a response. They're waiting for Heroic to overpeak, to make a blunder, and it cost them massively because OG just had nothing in that round.
If they don't give them that mistake, then there's nothing that they can do about it, really. Take that one on the chin and leave it be. Down to the eco now for the 3-0 start for Heroic. We have seen 3-0s on every single map start thus far. OG look towards their rifle round to do the damage. Maybe the MAC-10 might get some exits. You're unlikely thinking about it. TeSeS in, checks out jungle, does not check out stairs. Flames will see and tap his way forward now. Should get overwhelmed. Does escape towards connector to maintain his life and go unscathed for that matter. And jabbi gets caught off guard for it. Cadian does get the re-aggressing CT, so 4-on-4.
TeSeS trying to see if he can farm up some money. Good trigger discipline. How many is he going to get out of this one? All 3, making a 4th. No, Stown peeks back in for that jungle control. That's a lot of cash that TeSeS is going to be happy about.
1,800 bucks. Lovely stuff for Heroic. And OG, I mean, they couldn't have known. Like, you know, they were looking at that, just like focused entirely on trying to set up something here in Sniper's Nest and, you know, get some sort of potential on the retake, do some damage towards the players on the site. Never could have thread that lurk, not in a million years. Heroic still rocking 2 Mat 10s for the gun by a bonus round here.
Get as much out of it as possible, and it's pacey. You can already see the smokes going down towards market. They're going to go with this.
Bars down, Fiku might feel the pressure, so might NEOFRAG, but Fiku, as great as he was on the B side defensive over on Mirage, on Vertigo, it will carry forward here on Mirage. TeSeS does trade his back up though. He's on 1 HP, so the HP bars definitely favour the OG side. Back up on the way in from the short control for the T. sjuush making his way inbound. NEOFRAG pressure to sjuush, gets that kill.
And that's just poor map coverage coming through for OG. No one watching out from the top of connector. sjuush should have no way of walking forward into that. Flames is doing his best to recover the round, but even a duel onto TeSeS you thought was going to be won is not the case at all. What a bonus round this has turned out to be from Heroic. There's no room here for Degstar.
Gets the extra frag on sjuush at least, but now you can see the hunt coming in from TeSeS, because at this point he can afford to sacrifice it. Money's really good for Heroic at the moment. Nice if he can grab a second AK if possible. AWP, of course, would be the most ideal situation. And to be fair, if there's one player you want challenging that AWP, it would be TeSeS at this low amount of HP. Sits in market ahead of the smoke, and Dexter will sit back at spawn and just wait out the round for Heroic to take 4.
Now we know that for Degstar has got over 80 maps on land, 7 RMRs, a lot of them being online, and of course the 2 majors at both Stockholm and Antwerp with Spirit. He remembers the run of what it was last time around, going all the way to top 4. Would love to be able to get back to that legend stage, help the path to the playoffs.
Now the path is defined here for Heroic. 4-0 start. I think as well, that's almost as many rounds as what they got over on the T side that they had against Vitality. Currently playing to pace. Got the 11-4 on the CT side of things, and if they do have such a strong CT side on this map up as they showed earlier on today, then OG gonna have to do some decent work here in the first half to have a chance at this map up.
Just need to respond in quickly. We've seen a few steal rounds here or there over the course of the series, so keep in mind, come round 5, that while it's just an AWP, this could still be a very impactful round. You've got the bomb outside of the apartments, 3 towards A and a mid-lurk. This tells me Heroic are going to slow this right down.
Dexter leans in the AWP. Checking up towards that mid-control. Once again, we go back to passive positions. Cadian picking up some smokes out towards that short position. Indicate there might be some sort of split play involved towards the connector position, but it is all just about really the ramp take that's coming in from this T side.
And knowing that that AWP is towards short, that's already going to help the crunch down to this A split on trying to evade the big green for as long as possible.
Smoke will start to clear. NEOFRAG. He's got for TeSeS yet. Now he has been. Kill found the AK. Flames and Nexa. Now just Flames on the back of the A site. Backup is on the way. Should just get pressured out here by Heroic. Should just get forced away by these AKs. 5 on 3. The AWP of Dexter is in position at least to do something. Flames does catch a decent deagle shot. Almost a second kill on jabbi. And Dexter caught off guard. Now leaves it all on Fiku.
What a start this has been from Heroic. 5-0. They'll be happy with the money that they've built up, the confident affair. Fiku trying to do his best to keep it expensive. There's even a backstab. Can't imagine much more is going to be presented. A couple of kills get granted. But OG, they're still looking for their first. They're still looking for that response. And here's what we're talking about with the consistency, right? You had Mr. Consistent from Stown on the part of Heroic. And one player that we said was super impactful come that last map was NEOFRAG. Didn't have the best showings on map 1. OG are down 0-5, and we haven't seen anything. This is now the chance for the Czech to step it up, for NEOFRAG to get involved.
I have high hopes for him off the back of that one map. It is only one map. And it's the kind of map that usurped Dexter. Again, it made him the top fragger on the board for NEOFRAG. And now Dexter's AWP is locked on and loaded and definitely out-fragging his opposition. Flames is going as well, which is an encouraging sign for OG. The Heroic are just a mile ahead in terms of their own top fraggers. Like you mentioned, OG trying to look for their first round, have called in their first tactical pause of this map up. Even looking a rifle for TeSeS here. That might be a mistake that he's made. Try and go back for that gun in the end there at spawn. He'll grab one. Meanwhile, NEOFRAG. Players to make their way in from underpass. He gets that opening start.
Try and put some pressure down onto mid. You can see the way that Dexter's still holding super aggressively, looking up to that top mid portion. Finally, there's enough nades to be able to force him back. sjuush looking up to window, into short, and now trying to see if he could walk in con.
NEOFRAG's seen him. You asked for more from him, and he delivers a double here in this round. 5-on-3 heroic. Slightly but surely picked apart. OG may look to find their first here.
And that's glimpses of the NEOFRAG on CT side we saw towards top of ramp. Just being that X-Factor individual, one that can grant you opening pecs. And with a 5-on-3, you imagine for Heroic, splitting back into the A side is going to be difficult. They need to draw a fight out into the open. And you can see how passive OG are taking this. No aggressive duels at all now.
Back to the slow style that we saw from Heroic on map 1 and 2 on their T side. Smoke's being sent over towards the A side to try and work their way in from mid. jabbi out from ramp, domed in by Dexter immediately. There should be no further options for TeSeS and Cadian. TeSeS not detected by NEOFRAG yet. He's going to look out for the pass, so he's a dead man. So 1-on-5 for the AWP, and what would be the perfect round for OG.
And just to think about the response, like you mentioned, the perfect round, it's everyone staying alive, it's your first one, but this is where we've got to come into the conversation again of the follow-ups. That's been a struggle from OG over the course of this series, is connecting rounds in a row. So this has now presented itself to be the perfect start. You've given yourself the first round. It's what can be done after that fact, because that's where Heroic have been so deadly, is when they find those responses.
Saw so many times in that last map where OG nearly lost control of Vertigo because they couldn't string rounds together. So this second is not a guarantee. Heroic back up on the buy. The money was looking solid prior. Can afford to do this. NEOFRAG missed the jump out towards short, so Flames are going to back him up by spraying through that smoke, provide covering fire to escape into connector and back away from the mid presence.
Heroic starting to show some top mid angles. Haven't got anyone towards underpass as of right now. Flashes for Stown to get very close to the bottom of con.
Forcing NEOFRAG out. Spray transfer. Didn't expect sjuush to be the second man in from short. So 4-on-4. But Flames looking to lean forward from connector himself. Looks back towards the site and focuses entirely on the site defensive, as does Dexter and Fiku. The AWP frag sjuush. Advantage now for OG.
Now, you had Stown in a very aggressive position. He can try and get into window, try and muster up a kickback, allow himself to work the information. Now, he would have heard Dexter rotating away from market, so that's a tell that one of the B players are moving away.
And looking ahead of that smoke. Find the player out towards ticket booth, which now will be incendiaried. Next, forced to use that smoke. I mean, he could have backed off, but to hold position instead. Cadian re-aggressing towards the B site. It's only Fiku there now.
They need to force Fiku out into the open, and you could just see the back passive angle not really showing any glimpses as of right now. Cadian's going to try and get the walk forward, but they've got to put pressure onto him.
Incendiary to force him out now. He goes for the swing anyway. Molotov comes in from a teammates down there to cut the rotations. Very awkward spray against Dexter, but now to focus in on Fiku and Flames. Pressure against him in 1-on-3. Evades that nade just about. Headshot won't get gained. Fiku with a triple. A nice lockout defense as OG fights 2.
Fiku doing well over towards the B site, and this is probably one of the maps where we don't see as much from him, and of course it comes down to the role. We know that he is an anchor player. We saw how successful he was out there on the B side of Vertigo, on the city side in the last map on Mirage. Anytime you're the B anchor, you're not going to be able to find a massive amount of success when it comes to the numbers game, but he is a lockout player, and we saw that there with the multi-frag again. Tactical timeout from Heroic, realizing we were up 5-0, gave ourselves a good lead. Now OG are getting comfortable. They're starting to spiral up money in the bank. We need to be able to find that that quick way in. Otherwise, this could be quite competitive from the start once again.
Mac 10, the Tech 9. On the Tech 9 as well. 2 bits of Kevlar with helmets. half invest here for Heroic. Another rush out towards the B side, perhaps. Quick players up from them. TeSeS AWP going to be first to receive him. Incendiary sent. Leg shot on KD and allows him to burn alive. He doesn't hit any more than that, and flanked in by sjuush will get the kill. Fiku doubles up. NEOFRAG holds his own. Fiku can't quite get jabbi. NEOFRAG backside taps up, doesn't quite get jabbi, still somehow alive. Looking for the bomb plant. AWP lands on Flames. It's a one-on-one here.
Oh, this is winnable. And it's how long he has the patience of holding down the marker position. Getting the bomb plant in will be the extra cash injection.
Orpin, jump face, seeing the M4. Doesn't take a shot back for Nexa. Oh, the nade's perfect, though. That was great placement. Smart call, smart call. Good enough for the kill, good enough for the round.
So I think that's Nexa's 5th clutch now in the best of 3. We sometimes talk about players getting 5 clutches in perhaps a tournament run. In over a few days, not a single best of 3 when only map 3 is just starting. He has been so lethal in those 1vx's. And that was a scary round for Heroic. There was not much being brought down at all. They did very well with the entries, and they keep it expensive.
Not bad for a half buy. If anything, they're going to chain mission critical, so they can be happy with what they did. Here come the guns for realsies this time, the full-on buy. The flash is coming over as jabbi tries to indicate a rush. Passes in towards mid as they try and back away from position. TeSeS will lead the charge up. Sniper's Nest unsmoked. Molotov's coming instead. A player out from ladder room might be a bit of a concern. Instead, it's rotations in towards the short control, and they have no idea. The info was not called in from NEOFRAG to Fiku, so Fiku, a dead man, looking the wrong way. Down into connector, deals with NEOFRAG on a rotate. Didn't see Flames, now he does. Flames gets the trade. The bomb will commit and will get planted.
And it's small mistakes like that you can't be making against a tier 1 side like Heroic. That jump down made noise. Got to go off there silently from ladder, because if you go silently, Stan doesn't turn around. He keeps his eyes locked up towards the top of connector. And I was actually going to go and give a lot of praise to OG for the readability of that round, because they didn't over-rotate, and they also didn't pummel crazy amounts of anti-rush nades out there to the B side. But at the same time, Fiku did get caught. There's one player on B, he's out in the open, and it's the lack of information that gets granted towards the short control that leaves Fiku out in the open having no idea what was just hit him.
I'm not sure what happened with NEOFRAG there, because he must have heard the footsteps on shore. Whether or not he was like overwhelmed by comms or something going on there in the Heroic, in the OG, you know, communications array.
To be honest, like, even if you know he's coming short, if you're being pushed from the apartments, what can you do? Like, you can't, you have to just fight and hope to get a 1-for-1. It was more so the setup rather than the communication on that action that needed to be there before there's even a run towards short.
It is a round back for the Heroic side, 6-3 as a result. Those 3 players left on OG knew that they had to save them. They had absolutely no choice in the matter. Tactical was taken there by the OG side, and appropriate time to do so, but it is their second called in extremely early.
And just knowing that they want to keep that tempo up again, facing off against a team like Vitality only a few hours ago and getting one of the most one-sided maps in that entire best of 3 after you go to double OT in the second map. There was a good performance, and 2 games in a row that have gone their way on Mirage in the RMR. Big as well in the best of 3 that got them to the major. Dexter waiting for an early peek out to come through from A main. Instead, it's just a lot of utility.
Mid control being established by TeSeS down, fighting out of the apartments, forcing Fiku to fall away. Fiku, one of 3 players who have 7 kills over on the CT side. I mean, you can't complain about the kill spread for OG, minus Nexa. But it's just that average being as low as it is by comparison to Heroic here. Rotations will come in out towards T-spawn and looking towards the A play here for the T side.
Haven't seen much emphasis towards A at all, which is crazy when you think about Mirage and how we don't see many B splits, don't see many B pops. That's something that Heroic have had in the back pocket these early few rounds.
Under a minute to go for this hit. Dexter posted in the back, got Nexa posted in the front. Flames posted on rotates if necessary, but Dexter is watching for the AWP pick. The flashes come in and Cadian gets an easy shot. Next up, good counter flash from Flames, gets the pick alongside Flames' support to get sjuush out. And that's a 3-for-1 trade by OG.
Nexa just has to try and hide, realizes that his teammates have got his back. You got to rotate in from CT and Flames to be able to peek from stairs.
25 seconds. They are not moving. Smokes in, Cadian watching with the AWP, TeSeS. Molotov sent, flashes do go over, Cadian with the kill. TeSeS giving up a decent kill of his own right. Fiku responds back in kind, 10 seconds. He's got to go for these picks back, Cadian. Caught out in the open by NEOFRAG with utility in hand. And that is OG back in control.
That's a great round from Nexa. I think you just saw how much impact he was able to find on that initial sight play from that default angle. And then, of course, Flames is not able to only assist with the util, but also with the pick from the top of stairs. Heroic have got to be kicking themselves because the opening pick was the all-important one, the Ortvjork duel that goes their way, but nothing else after the fact.
Spy for Heroic to follow up. Oh, look at Flames, how quickly he puts down Stown. One rifle taken out immediately. And just like that, OG have the advantage.
One of the youngest players on OG, but yet the most OG player there is. Been here the longest out of any other player on the lineup. The rebuild around him and Nexa starting to show at this RMR to qualify for the major. But now it's about qualifying to the legend stage, getting that extra step further. Heroic regrouping outside of A. It's a 2-2 split in both Palace and from main.
SS, smoke and flash. Inbound, Nexa sees one outside of Palace, but jabbi caught looking the wrong way. Trying to get down the ladder. Nades up from the man. sjuush will take some damage, but will get the kill for his team. Flames also tag low, and TeSeS makes his way out ahead with a deagle. That's risky, and it doesn't pay off in whole.
Hey, even that boost up coming through from Tickets doing quite a bit of damage. Now the aggressive approach towards Connector is back to a 2v2.
Alien's on the rotate towards Connector himself. We're going to try to join sjuush. Both players extremely low HP here for Heroic. sjuush waiting. Smokes down on the defuse. Fiku will tap it once, forced to spray out. And there's the kill on Cadian. They think they might have it. They think they might have it whole. Swing out. AWP watching. sjuush is dealt with. And OG find 5.
Just that supporting element coming through from Dexter with the AWP hitting some important shots up there from the top of con, because the last place you want to be is sticking a bomb with 2 players in connector spamming you with bullets, because the majority of the time you're going to go down. There's going to be a couple of lucky bullets that go your way and you're a goner. So that AWP puts himself in a very advantageous position, very much out in the open, but required to get that round and the retake successful.
Hero, it's a little setup here for Heroic. A quick TeSeS will make his way in for another rush tactic. I mean, they had this work pretty well when they had the half-buy. And there goes the kill for Stown on Fiku. TeSeS drops in his place. NEOFRAG dinked to 25. And that bomb isn't even making its way towards the B side. They were going to try pull a fake out towards A. sjuush is caught with it, but now they've got the B control. The bomb's got to commit. It's going to take some time to get here.
And the concern now is, has any of the CTs gone towards underpass? Stown getting aggressive onto NEOFRAG. This should be an easy pick.
There it is, 3 on 3. No one has gone underpass as of right now. Cadian's being careful about it. He's got some time to play with. Now they post up, backing up to watch short from bench and mark it from the corner. Dexter leans in. Cadian could get caught off by this deagle at the right time. He sees him jumping, but the bomb should commit to the site.
Now Dexter doesn't expect the bomb to be so late to cross, otherwise he probably could have got scoped in. Tries to get faked. They're trying to see if they could draw some fights out into the open, actually. They're going to get it down the second time.
Waiting for Flames. He checks that corner, but the AK does one better. Dexter expecting aggressive fights, but if Heroic don't take any, then they just stall the time right here. And with how slow Dexter and Nexa are about making their way into the site, this might be the right call. Nexa leaning in, swing out. Dexter puts him away. jabbi, another good kill to his name. The reload's forced out, but Cadian has his back for the trade, for the round of Heroic.
And that's got to be a very bitter pill to swallow there from the OG side. Because if we're talking about the stills and we equate to all of the tally, map 1, map 2, map 3, it's OG been getting the stills the majority of the time. So now it's actually gone the other way. And I think it shows how strong Heroic can be on some of these half-buy rounds where you've got the hero rifle, Stown doing work. jabbi have to even consider the fact that he's got no armor. He did so much damage with that AK.
A round they should not have won. A round they won nonetheless here. Heroic. Still in control. Not only of this map up and this match, but also this next round, surely. OG, look at the buy.
Can't imagine much, can you? What I can imagine is perhaps front foot aggression. You think for OG, you've got to maximize the potential with these weapons. You might have to try and get something slightly high risk, slightly more tempo. Get that AWP in an aggressive angle. You could already see Dexter up there towards that palace control. Fiku just jump spotting in the apartments.
In with that SMG out towards the balcony. Holding fire for Heroic to move in. Sjuush swings, sees Nexa. Molotovs keep him at bay for the time being. No further aggression from OG.
NEOFRAG keeping his eyes locked towards that bench control. And in a round like this where you don't have util, it's going to be very dry on the majority of duels here for OG. TeSeS getting closer and closer to try and see if he can drop NEOFRAG.
Last posted, ready to receive from Neo. Fiku back a sight again. SMG, I think, just got spotted by jabbi there. If not, he's fallen off anyway. This apartment's for the taking. Two players working out towards the A-play, trying to look for some sort of frags back. That bomb left over towards ladder as Flame starts pressing forward.
Get that backstab looking towards T-spawn. But it's how quickly the T's act, because you'd imagine as soon as Flame starts taking a duel, that's when they might start splitting into B.
I think you heard the footstep on Sjuush as well. Maze being sent out will certainly indicate there's a player back here. Sjuush starts creeping around himself, thinking about the backstab, jump face, looks seen.
No way!
Flames can't hit the Deagle shot. 15 seconds for the bomb to commit, though. It's up there towards the short position. TeSeS is backstab alongside Cadian. Deals with NEOFRAG and Fiku. The bomb will get planted a little bit too close for my comfort, but it is a round that should go for Heroic anyway.
Just sit. Just sit. That's all I can say about that one. Dexter getting so much pressure everywhere. What a round. That is magical in there for Heroic. They slow it right down. There's a slight lucky timing. I will give Sjuush that on the backstab towards Flames. But it's the way that Cadian is able to get through the sniper's nest into market. The crunch comes down. That's played to perfection for Heroic.
And a half advantage gain that will set themselves up nicely. Pressure on OG. Pressure off Outsiders, meanwhile. They just beat Falcons in 2-0 to claim the final spot at the major for the European RMRs. So congratulations to those guys from us at the B stream. We are the last team standing, Blake. Heroic and OG playing long into this evening. TeSeS playing into the short control. NEOFRAG picks up. jabbi, down. More picks. Easy against these pistols. Haney, you're watching with a Glock. Can get the kill easy.
9-5. And when you compare the idea that we've had a lot of competitive back and forth affairs with the first half scorelines, map 1, map 2, it is a shame that we've come into the third map and it hasn't been that competitive. You had the 5-0 start, you then had 4 out of 5 rounds being gained from OG's perspective, but then it's just back on again. And Heroic, they're in a perfect opportunity to take double digits in the first half and give us a very much a replicable performance from what we saw only a few hours ago against Vitality on this map on Mirage.
Heroic looking to go 10-5. M4's in for the CTs. Well, warps out. Except for Cadian here on Heroic, and his team has been running riot in this half. One more to close the half and look towards the CT side, which again calling back to that Vitality matchup. It was 11-4 on their CT side start, so OG, what could possibly be in store for the second half? We'll find out in a short few moments because we're going straight in for the rush. Flash is in, one player seen towards CT. Sjuush will chase him down, win the fight against Nexa immediately. Flames catches Sjuush, looks in against the main T side force, does double up against Down next, and looks to swing in over towards default. Shots from Cadian, ringing out. Flames isolates one, but loses that fight. 3-on-3 situation. Flash against Dexter will not buy enough room to get the bomb plant just yet.
They're still yet to get the bomb down, because in case they want to take some fights, Cadian looking up towards that top of connector position, and you can see that sandwich angle for TeSeS. He's waiting for a CT spawn individual of Fiku to start getting aggressive.
Oh, it's time for Heroic to play down here. OG have to wait outside of the site, but they believe that this might end up being a B play. You see Dexter rotating back and put a smoke in. Cadian grabs some more utility. A flash and a HE with Jabbi's smoke. The big concern will be CT. I don't think Fiku saw him there. NEOFRAG look towards mid. They don't have a read on what Heroic are doing.
Jabbi with that smoke, if that goes down towards top of connector, it means that Fiku's alone. He's going to have to fight him by himself towards spawn.
Now flash in from TeSeS will look towards connector. Cadian's watching the AWP to cover it off a smoke in from the CT side. Plant down. NEOFRAG will not swing to deny. Neither will Fiku. It's a retake now with Dexter rotating in from short.
Oh, Jabbi's already here to the marker. Smoke's going to start to clear out towards short. Dexter's going to fall as well. And now Fiku, the last one left, up here towards CT spawn. Jabbi around the smoke. Fiku to be able to drop one and a second, turn it into a clutch, but not all the way. Cadian to shut it down at a 10-5 half.
Things look fantastic for the Danes. Certainly the most one-sided matchup we've seen thus far in this series. Heroic bound for the Legend stage, and we'll find out whether they can finish the job after the break. All day long, we've been asking Flames to step up and be the big element for OG. And now that he has, you see the tentpole effect here for OG. And not quite seeing the same from Dexter and NEOFRAG. So where's the rest of the team gone, Bleg?
It's crazy to think about. Flames has dropped 22 frags, 43 deaths in map 1 and map 2. One of the lowest in the entire server. He's come out here on Mirage, and we've seen more positive stuff from him. We've seen more impact, but it hasn't been there for the overall grand scale of things for OG. Heroic into the pistol, and for OG, it might be very similar to what Heroic did on the pistol of just a B-pop.
USP spotted on Dexter's part. OG quick into the B site. Jabbi trying to evade those flashes. Though there can only be two in play. Get a headshot on NEOFRAG. TeSeS looks to the back lines as backup starts to arrive. Inbound from short out towards market. TeSeS, that's crispy. Jabbi gets one more to add to the tally. Look for the triple. Not quite landing it. sjuush falls to Nexa. P250 of Dexter trying to get involved. Finally gets Jabbi to a 2-on-2. But now they've been locked into a corner. In from short. One man engages. Dexter looking for another. Cadian with a kill. Now returned in by Nexa's part. A triple up with Stown creeping in closer and closer. Nexa going to check it, but Stown wins the fight. And that's another pistol for Heroic.
Just when you thought Nexa was going to get another clutch together, it doesn't quite happen. It is, in the end, Heroic the ones that close that down. And just from that initial start, you could feel as if it was a very good read there from Heroic. They turn away from the flashes. They're anticipating the B-pop. TeSeS is shot out there to Flames over a bench. Dexter and Nexa do their best to try and recover a 2v4, but it's just not enough. And my goodness for Heroic, Mirage and third map deciders with one-sided scorelines feels like a pattern.
What a ridiculous basis to be at. OG. They're kicking themselves with how close they got to that one, how down to the wire that pistol came. To think that the momentum swing could have finally given them something to work with and given them a decent T-side here. Heroic. They got them on the ropes. All they got to do is find the knockout blow.
Just close it down. sjuush. With this MP9. I'm smelling cash. Are you smelling it?
I certainly am. Lovely stuff. Tastes like a day rate. Fiku and Flames will try and fight back at least a little bit. Cadian looking to rip him up here. The last man standing. Oh, there comes at least one kill. Probably shouldn't be able to find much more here. Yeah, Jabbi puts him away.
Few more rounds to close it down now for Heroic. And for OG, I am wondering to myself, what are we going to see in the opening rifle? Is it going to be standard? Is it going to be out of the box? Is it going to be something that's very high tempo, very off kilter? Because you'd have to imagine that they need to surprise quickly going into this next round, because otherwise you don't have the leverage with the round differential that it is already.
Rifles in for OG to get their start. At this point, need to turn in a decent round. Start bringing back the 7 that they need to catch up to Heroic. This is going to be a tough task from the word go.
You can even see the shift of the gamble. Look at what Heroic are bringing forward into the bonus round of round 18. No one at short. No one on B. There's a player under bow. You've got 2 towards CT and 2 in connector. This is a wild setup for the Danes.
Patience back from Fiku, who will try to join his teammate. Away from the B A site they'll play. Back in towards the mid default. One man pushed up in apartments on NEOFRAG. Dashes forward as Nexa tries to lead that task. 40 seconds for the hit, and they're only now getting onto short. The fortunate thing is no one's on the B site for Heroic.
Now, once this smoke starts to clear at top of connector, they can start to spam forward. Try and put pressure on.
Yeah, smoke cleared a little bit too late though. Fiku is caught quick switching, but Cadian still killed off on that SMG as Stown falls the same. So bomb plant 5-on-3. Heroic have to save. Gambled up the A side stack despite having the full rifles on the board. So OG get a free round.
And that's fairly common for Heroic, if we're going to be honest. They are one of those teams that can, at times, be very gambly on the city side, whether it be a read or it be a situation where they feel as if a risk is required. You could see what the emphasis was there towards A. Try to bait them in. Instead, OG could not have read that any better with the idea of Nexa's call. You smoke off top of connector, smoke off window. You allow 4 players to split up towards short, into B with the apartments run out. And then Fiku just cuts the rotates, does so much damage by himself.
Big double for him to take. Significant impact, something you've been talking about all day long so far. Might not be the biggest sequence in the world, but it is one that gets the round, and that is what is important for OG. They're first in this half, their start to close the gap against Heroic. The guns are back in for the CTs. They saved 3, so 2 more M4s.
And now for OG, you wonder whether there's going to be another disgruntled position like it was in the first half of not being able to follow up in a row. You can see the anti-rush nade going down towards the apartments. This time around, there is some B presence, but look at the rotate back over. They've actually got no one on B.
Very similar to how the setup worked in the previous round, to be honest. Nades on NEOFRAG, at least dish out the damage. OG could just press forward apartments right now, get a bomb plant for free. Again, there's just no defensive. So focused on mid, so focused on A. You can start to see the walkout with Dexter leading the charge for OG. The spray from NEOFRAG finds down.
Now this should be a 6th round already locked in for OG. Opening man advantage towards Connector and the walkout B. The round's finished.
I don't know why they aren't placing players up on the B side for Heroic. Seems like a little bit of a backward strategy. At least Kanian gets it to a 4-on-4, so the reset might be on. He's got to get the player in a ladder room, and Next almost whiffs the entire spray. But it is an advantage for OG now, and Heroic know that they have to save again.
Now, Heroic are just thinking to themselves, eventually we're going to force them into the trap. They can gamble down on towards A. They've got 3 rifles saved in, so they can save again. Sjuush can drop 1. Well, Jabbi can drop 1, and Kadian can drop all by himself. So there is money to work with. OG now up to 7, and they're keeping themselves in the game, keeping themselves in the map in this best of 3.
Battling back from a deficit. And now within 5 of Heroic. Basis of the buy might not be looking all that good anymore for the CTs as well. $1,900 on Stown, Kadian with 3,400. They might justify some sort of investment on Kadian here. The question is, will it be the Force invest?
They've got rounds to play with, so they can play it safe. Depends on the philosophy on what they want to try and achieve. And you got to imagine here for Heroic, yes, it would be great just to close it down, get it over and done with, but keep it concise. Make sure it keeps it on the money. Because the last thing they want is to allow an OG team with strength to get back into it. Now, they have decided to force down it. I mean, Kadian's just on an MP9, so they get themselves a decent weaponry buy behind them. I'd like to see the MP9 get set up for something aggressive.
Kanian's got it. See where he plays it. Of course, we will see the drop weapons and the force buy coming in for Heroic. Second tactical was just called there in the freeze time. Into mid. Stown's going to put those nades out. Fiku's AK watching at the top of the mid position. Incendiary sent as the tease. See the Molotovs, see the flashes, see the execution. Attempted with a split. Flames gets his kill. Jabbi to fall.
You can start seeing that over-rotation come away from that B site. Heroic now starting to gamble over. And look at what they're doing. 4 players are going to stack up on B.
A bomb could still commit to the B site here. Depends on where Next wants to go with it. He has it at his feet. It depends how much OG prod for information. 1 man back at CT spawn, there might be a bit of a concern. It's funny how we've gone from an A stack into a B stack here for Heroic over the course of these few rounds. Let's see, will OG fall into the trap this time?
And Kadian's waiting for that extension to come through from window. Has an idea that Dexter's in here somewhere. They've just got to try and bait them forward. And OG look like they're going to be split for the 3rd round in a row. This could work out nicely. And Kadian's even faking he's rotated away towards City Spawn.
Making that noise of the SMG will cut the rotation of 1 Dexter. TeSeS lines up only 1. Stown on the backside gets his kill. 1 more player on the site itself, and Stown continues to fight. Draw attention towards bench. NEOFRAG damaged up against Stown here, being flanked in by Sjuush on the site. 18 seconds. That bomb yet to commit. Stown ends up with a double at low HP. Kanian is fragged up, and now Next are involved. Sjuush backside 1v1 gets Dexter. Now looks for Next at 8 seconds, and he's caught the headshot. Oh, they spring the trap at last, and what a beautiful round it is for Heroic.
Oh, it works out so successfully. I can't believe Stow gets away with as much as he did. When you think about the idea that he's being spammed, he's being dinged through the wall, so much damage is going down to him at bench, he continues to put the fire up, consistently drops bodies, and sets up that clutch. Nexa, again, not this time around being successful. Heroic on the buyback, are even going to have that AWP for Cadian.
4 guns, no expense spared. Similar story for OG though. No bomb plant bonus, the money's still lopsided. Thousands of dollars on Dexter and Nexa, 50 bucks on Flames. Set piece into the A site. sjuush has read it. Already inserting into the sandwich position. Fiku tagged up on an aid to the incendiary. Molotov gonna try for sjuush out, sees them, taps up, gets away alive, only barely. Flashes in against them as they try to go for those wall bangs, evading the ire of the T-sprays and looking for NEOFRAG first, but NEOFRAG picks up that kill, opens up the A site.
So much util, and now Flames, the one that was lurking up towards top mid, gets caught, Stown, catches Dexter towards the top of Tetris.
To get that bomb under the site, it's stuck in sandwich at the moment, trying to boost NEOFRAG. To look over in from Connector Jungle, he'll sit. The flash is forward, the bomb should commit, should get planted. Retake for Heroic, has the man advantage.
I like this positioning coming through for NEOFRAG. It's aggressive. He's taking map control away. Jabbi's got the backstab. There's 2 players towards main. Someone's got to be keeping an eye on it. Oh, he's actually going to go Palace instead.
Baiting the T side. Aya, boost up from TeSeS. Looks into the site, sees nothing. Nothing at all. Connector's going to be the big concern. The bomb's open also towards Ramp. Nexa watching, swing, spray. 1 CT on site. Cadian with a wide face, and Nexa brings it to a 3-on-3 in from Palace. They're going to make their move. TeSeS kill. Fiku frags back down with a defuse kit. Can't get the kill in Connector, and at this point they're out of time. OG hold the line. Heroic can't connect 14.
Yeah, you could just see Heroic not having the nades for that retake, and even with the man advantage, it comes to a situation where it gets slowed down. They're trying to force Jules out into the open. Both of the A main players are very tight, not swinging out, so it doesn't present itself anything. And then even NEOFRAG and Connector is just annoying to play against in that round because it's a position of the map that's very open. Heroic up on the force invest, have got the AK and they had the FAMAS, but not a crazy amount behind it.
Very awkward stuff here from Heroic. AK for Jabbi does tap up Dexter. Down in at this underpass control. May have caught several others, but NEOFRAG gets both him and his platform. It's an advantage for OG.
Cadian retreating towards that top of Connector. That would have been heard by the underpass players, so information on where he's repositioned to and the idea that he's got a scoped weapon. Util up towards the top of window. OG starting to find some comfortability, but hang on a moment. Look at this backstab. TeSeS is going to get bomb control. It's whether he can find a pick with it.
With a 5-7, it seems unlikely, but it depends how he plays himself. Fiku suspects there might be a player in. He stands and fights, and he will fall. So no chance of this one. Heroic now losing Stown on the force by Cadian. Scout versus 4. Shot on NEOFRAG does the damage. The bomb can complete the A site from here, knowing there's nobody out there in control. At least an AK might stay in for the CTs. But this will be 13-9 for Heroic's favor. And remember what happened on Vertigo when they had 13-9 Dweg. OG usurped them and took that map up at the very last hurdle. Are we seeing a choke?
I don't think we are, but it would be nice for Heroic to take a tactical because I think it's been a very wild and very gimmicky CT side. We've seen a lot of gamble-heavy stuff. We've seen some awkward rounds from Heroic, and when you compare that to the first half and how disciplined, how drilled it was, I think they just need a mental refresher, get their act together and close out this map. OG, they're putting on a decent performance in this second half and they're giving themselves lifelines.
Or to the good. Now getting into this matchup, they really are starting to feel it. You can see the fist pumps. You can see them bring it together. You can see a look of concern on Exist's face as well. And I don't think he's very happy with how this one's playing out. Heroic need to turn it around pretty soon. OG had a lot of catching up to do, but they're starting to close that gap again.
You consider the idea that even OG have only got a T-round win percentage of 43.1 on Mirage in the last 3 months. Not a side that is very favoritism to them. jabbi being the first one to drop. Now, you do have the AK, and you've got anti-eco pistols around it. So if Cadian can do some damage, that's going to be the main priority.
Smokes in with the nades down. Sprays through from NEOFRAG, trying to catch individuals in that mid-control. Heavy stacking, of course, from the CTs. Dex hasn't seen it. Molotov ready to go out as TeSeS makes the movement and Dexter hits his shots. Cadian's AK does get a kill, but doesn't do much more than that. 4 alive for OG. 13-10.
Dig deep. That's all it is here for OG, because like you mentioned, 13-9 is a very familiar scoreline. It's one that we can only reflect back to in the last map. Exists, just letting the boys know to settle down. A few more rounds, let's not make this uncomfortable. We still got another 2 tacks to work with. Now, there isn't money to get the big green forward for Cadian, so it should just be M4s for everyone.
Tactical taken, third for Heroic. You asked for this little mental reset. Reorientation session with the 3 rounds in a row that OG have gotten. Versus the total of 3 rounds Heroic have had in this half. No kits in play for this defensive side. Utility lacking a slight amount. No helmets to find. Nexa makes his way straight down the mid position. Unawares of where Stown is. That Molotov burning away in connector, but not catching him off for that much damage. Flashes in, NEOFRAG unseen. Stown backs off.
So, Heroic brought 3B early round, and they brought jabbi and Cadian to get aggressive in the apartments together. What they've ended up doing is leaving jabbi front side of that kitchen position and rotated 4 towards A. This is a really good read and information play from Heroic.
BQ lines up 2, only gets 1. TeSeS gets an instant response, and he hasn't moved from there. Flames knows it. Leg shot against the Molotov, and the HE should get the kill eventually. And indeed, he'll drop with NEOFRAG finding Stown. Cadian, center of the A site. Backstab in from jabbi out the apartments. Cadian with basically all to do. His teammates are going to get here far too late. And Flames leans in from Tetris. Sprays awkward. Kills found. Dexter tagged up. Backup is also inbound from connector control for the T side. And Nexa will catch Cadian making the one mistake that will cost him. jabbi has taken that chance to make his way all the way back here. 1 on 3. Bomb could go down in the open. Utility sent. Court turns in at the right time, and Dexter just about denies any chance of winning the round.
Yeah, he looks happy about that one, and you can understand why. Just after Heroic took a tactical, and when you think about the philosophy of that round, there's a lot that goes right for Heroic. The idea that you've gone aggressive into the apartments, you've left jabbi right up there with the info play, you've stacked 4 on A, and it still hasn't worked. That's got to be the worst feeling there from Heroic, having the read, having the right stack, but still crumbling to the site here.
Heroic. All footsteps made, heard by Fiku. He knows that they're rushing down the ramp, but not seeing anything of them. We'll just back up. Leave Cadian alone to the back of the beast. He's about to receive the fight of his life here. Deagle does strike against 1 man at least. Backup is on the way, providing a little bit of damage support in from the short position. Finally, Cadian does get overwhelmed by the rifles. Then we'll try their hands at the stack force in here from short control. NEOFRAG only with 1 pick. Another rifle being dropped on the CT side. 3 on 3. Feet up towards top mid, though. Should cut them off. Stown still making it somewhat expensive from OG. I'm not sure how much that'll matter at this stage, because it's 13-12. Heroic, their lead is almost closed.
It makes a difference if Heroic respond with round victories. It won't make a difference if OG continue to charge back the comeback, but anytime it's not on map point or series point and you're able to do economical damage in an eco, you can imagine that at some point in the following, it will come back to bite. Degstar, Flames, being the 2 on B, make sure that the round is secure, that there's no way Stown is able to make something happen of it. 12 up for the international squad, and what looked to be a rollover. You consider the scoreline at the half, you consider the start that came through for the Danes. Didn't feel like there was much leverage at all here for OG, but they're fighting deep and they're putting on a show to recover this.
Just like they did on Vertigo. It's never easy for Heroic. They've started to learn that at this stage. It's been such a long day for these boys. But they can't give up hope now. They can't afford another choke here. Dexter offsetting against the rifles of the Heroic side. Incendiary sent up. Cadian firing blind and hoping for the best. Nades will get put down towards that ramp control. Now Nexus starts to walk forward, but Cadian catches Dexter. That's a fantastic start.
That's the response I've been looking for many rounds now. Opening picks that have come rare. You can see the intent that Heroic have got towards connector and out of window. They want to put emphasis down on mid. And with Nexus down to 63, this looks like the one. And this could be the round two that does not allow OG to tie up the scoreline.
NEOFRAG swings down court 4-on-4. 8 HP for NEOFRAG here. Does mean that Heroic have a slight advantage in terms of this even standoff scenario. Easy kill on NEOFRAG, much easier kill against Nexus by comparison to Flamesy or Fiku. TeSeS leaning forward. How far forward?
Well, this could be the punishment. This is a good crosshair placement coming through from Fiku, who deals with TeSeS after Cadian got them the opening man advantage.
Heroic are throwing this round away. sjuush needs to get NEOFRAG next. He's such low HP, surely it must be an easy affair. The kill is found, but Flame still strikes up towards top mid. sjuush caught overly aggressive, this time forced out by OG. But now Cadian and jabbi with it all to do on their lonesome. 2v3. And they go towards the A site where Cadian stands. 20 seconds, spotted, sprayed back through the ticket booth. 48 HP for him, the Molotov sent, should drive him away.
Get himself out of trouble. Now jabbi might be able to try and deny the bomb from going down if it gets open for the connector area. OG, you've got to get it down, I've got to get it down now.
Cadian faced away by Fiku. The bomb down, I think the other side of default. And this looks to be a save from the CT side. Heroic. Their lead has closed. OG, 13 apiece, 3 on this comeback to make it a completed one and to go all the way to the legend stage.
Very impressive. This is a great showing coming through from OG in the second half. They've come through mentally refreshed and they've executed their game plan to precision. And Fiku thinking about a slight hunt, an overextension out towards the B side, put some further pressure down onto jabbi and Cadian, see if he can spot him, not to be. 13 to 13. OG have worked so hard in this second half, and you can feel it. You can feel the success building round after round and coming closer to stealing this entire best of 3.
When Heroic were on the front foot, for the longest time, Inferno was a brawl. Vertigo, still a brawl, but again, you saw how Heroic took that lead of that exact same story right here, just much earlier. But they're having trouble getting past this 13th round. OG all the way back, tactical taken by the CT side. The Danes are in dire straits. They break out the double AWP setup because at this point they need a change.
Got to imagine so. And Stown is a very capable secondary AWPer here for Heroic. We know the prowess that he has. And, well, Mr. Consistent, unfortunately, is not having the best showing when it comes to Mirage. And you've got to imagine when you're going into round 27, that's where he's got to be the mustard. To be that guy that gets you out of trouble, because Heroic are in a lot of it.
Of all times for the consistency to drop off, it's here in third map, innit? Worst time in the world for Heroic. Got that opens down, 65 HP, tagged up by the Molotov, sent in towards connector. Prod forward again from sjuush, was punished for this in the previous round. I'm shocked he's going for it again so early here. Cadian Zorp now watching, expecting OG to make their way out of Palace, but that incendiary stops them.
There's a lot of movement right now from Heroic. You can see players moving from site to site. They had 3 on B for a moment. They're now going back to a 2-1-2. Stown with that AWP is just waited and posted up there on the barrel to next to the van. Dexter is waiting for a jump spot or anything to be pushed aggressively. Now Heroic are going to leave the AWP and leave short open, which means jabbi can spot from window and they can keep 3 on A because of it.
Ready for the first contact. That incendiary goes out as soon as he sees anything of OG, be that a quick peek, a bit of information, a utility basis. TeSeS try hold alongside him. He sent over, Incendiary sent deep. Nexus not allowed to move. The counter flash will try to come back. TeSeS will get caught by it. And a smoke in to try and indicate that there's something going on out towards the site. TeSeS allowed the double up as a result. Flames and Nexus dropping the bomb. Rotations better be thick and fast because Dexter's involved with a trade, but sjuush responds to Fiku the same.
And now things start getting completely out of order. Have to kind of keep fighting, and even Stown with that AWP has been able to do some damage onto NEOFRAG, get that leg shot through. Does get caught in the process, but it seems like a save. I'm surprised about this. I thought there'd be more counteraction to go for it.
Dexter's too low HP, relied on NEOFRAG to do all the work, but got legged in connector, and so there's no choice but to hold on to it for OG. Heroic disallow the lead for the T side, hold on to 14. But I don't think that's going to stop them too much. They had a lot of cash at the turn of that round. There should be a rebuy from the T side.
Without a doubt, there will be. And you have to consider the fact that this is a parallel to the last map. Do we see it going all 30 rounds once again? OG back in, AWP, set piece out to the A side.
AWP of Canadian with sjuush posted, another set piece ready to go, but it's going to be the full-on set piece. The smoke's coming in, no Incendiaries to block. Flashbang turned away from sjuush, going to get caught off. So overly aggressive from Heroic. I think they've got to fall back to the site unless Canadian comes up with something massive. Only one. Nexa trades it. It's a 2-for-1 that favors the T's here, but TeSeS looking for a way back. Sprays Dex to the 14, Stowns AWP, gets NEOFRAG to the 3-on-3.
Now they've got to try and think about getting that bomb plant. They've been able to force a lot of utility forward. They haven't taken the fight onto the AWP towards jungle yet. The bomb gets dropped in the open.
Now to a 2-on-3. Fiku, high HP. Dexter, 14 points of health to his name. Fiku's caught. Jabbi gets it, and TeSeS closes down Dexter. At long last, Heroic have found map, match, and Legends points.
Oh, no. Not like this. Don't make it a fake comeback, because this has been an impressive second half from OG. To even keep it to the scoreline that it is, it'd be heartbreak. Heartbreak for the international squad if they don't force it to OT, if they don't get it over the line. Another buyback is here on the table, but for Heroic, there's just a glimmer of success in these last couple of rounds.
Stown up with the AWP, flashed off, smoked away. Cadian's AWP, similar story, but has an angle to the right, which Nexa peeks into. That's 1 out of 5 for Heroic.
And now you can start seeing the B-pop come into the fold. TeSeS with that flash, jump spot completely, and you could see Heroic starting to take map control towards top mid.
TeSeS has seen him, smoke down the pillar. Nades up, should do some damage, quite a lot of it as well. Posted ready with the AK, backups on the way in. Fiku's seen, spray up, headshot, bomb drop, NEOFRAG dealt with by Jabbi. 2 left standing, Flames is left standing, and Heroic might just flawless their way into the legend stage above OG. Flames will get caught, catches Cadian with a headshot. But now needs 4 more, has the time to play with, could try and isolate them, but they're staying so hidden, so far away from his position. With that bomb in the center of the site, he does catch TeSeS for damage, but not the kill, and I think from there, Heroic should shut it down.
Yeah, but he's got the perfect crossfire. So for the AWP, even sjuush has been able to get into the aggressive backstab outside of market. Flames is going to do his best, but his best is not enough. 16-13, you can see what it means to them. The job is done. Heroic are going to the legend stage directly once again.
That should not have been that close, but it is, as you say, the job done for the Danes. Another legend stage for them. OG can progress the challenges, and they fought real hard to nearly get it, so they will be a threat to anyone at the first stage of the Rio Major. But the road to Rio ends for Heroic.